do you bear listening to that racket of a morning?
I don't. I just put it on to wake me up when I'm feeling sluggish.
It's enough to wake the dodo up and they're feeling extinct.
What are you doing?
It's time for yesterday in Parliament.
The Prime Minister's a snivelling little git.
How can you bear listening to that racket of a morning?
Important debate last night.
What about?
About the need to crack down on rioting and hooliganism.
Oh, aye.
Turn that off, Wes. Reminds me of the day I married Cyril's dad. Just one or two unfortunate things he said in his speech, you know. Meaning to be funny like, but they was took the wrong way and that was it. He hadn't been drinking before the service, that was known.
It's easy to be cynical about politics, Cyril. I know, I get disillusioned myself.
You was all for Maggie Thatcher. She has got the right ideas. She will cure inflation.
Well, that is one thing. There is a lot less inflation.
Oh, aye, there's no inflation. Because nobody's got any money anymore.
That is because it has required very strong medicine, Cyril.
Yeah, well, I just hope she never writes a book on first aid, that's all. How to cure a nosebleed. Tie a knot in your neck. You don't want to go into politics, Wes. It's all them smart Alex get into politics now. I mean, look at your cabinet ministers these days. All neck and glasses. Either that, or they're just blobs. They look like all the kids you used to know at school and really hated. The Tories look like a load of snitches. And the Labour look like a lot he snitched on.
Cheap cynicism, Cyril. OK, you think you're better than them? Think you can do a better job? All right, get in there, work your way to the top, why not?
What colour is that, Wes?
Don't know, it's like a yellowy purpley with all that.
Well, I'd sooner have it that colour. And if you want to get into politics, you know what colour it ends up, don't you?
There is still room in politics, Cyril, for men of integrity. Men who aren't afraid to stand up and say, yes, I have an ambition. And that is to serve my fellow country men and build a road to a better future for all the people.
Oh, aye, well, I've never met one.
Oh, yes, you have, sunshine. I have allowed myself to be put forward, like, you know, to be selected as a candidate.
You're going to be a candidate, Wes?
Well, there's one or two hurdles to cross, ma'am, you know, like the selection committee, but I'm confident, quietly confident.
Make sure you got a clean hanky, Dan. Who for?
What do you mean, who for?
The Conservatives. They'll never have you as a candidate.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, you've got to be a member of the Conservative Party.
Well, I am. In fact, I was in there the other day for a sniff of the old froth when Sammy Ford said, why didn't I let him put my name up? You know Sammy Ford? He's the captain of the Shilbateney team, so there's some influence there, isn't there?
Wes, that's only the club. It's just where you go for a bevy after hours. It's like social membership. That's not the same thing.
Yes, it is. You are a member of the Conservative Party.
Well, I can honestly say I've never allowed that to interfere with me politics. That is why we have a secret ballot in this country. You can drink in the Conservative club, but you can still vote Labour. There's a lot of countries where you can't do that.
Hey, Cyril, it's from the council, this.
What are they on about? Require you to remove the unsightly and offensive refuse accumulated on your premises. What do they mean?
Particular complaint has been made concerning 14 derelict cars.
The stock?
A quantity of scrap metal.
The spares department?
And the remains of a hut.
Oh, what? Are you right to tell them? A hut? That is going too far. This is a caravan. And to prove it's got wheels.
No, it hasn't, Cyril. We took the wheels off when they threatened to tow it away last time.
All right. Hey, I'll say this, Wes. If you was on the council, we wouldn't be having this kind of trouble. How you doing, lads? Sorry, Dennis. Whatever you're flogging, it's no good with skins.
Bit of a liquidity crisis, Dennis.
Hey, I can do something about that.
Old Sporran Original Black Watch Macduff Tartan Star Scotch Whisky.
It's good and all, and there's more where that came from.
Where's that exactly?
There's no telling. It says produce of more than one country. Not to be taken internally.
That is the biggest selling brand in the Philippines, I believe.
Sorry, Den. Dead skint, honest.
No, it's yours. A gift. Goodwill.
Oh, aye.
No, what Cyril means, Den, is what you're after. You know, the quid pro quo, like.
Well, like I said, there's a lot more where that came from. Only it's got to go from where it came from to where it's got to go to. Only on the way, like it's got to be somewhere else. You see what I mean?
How much is there?
It's hard to say. Security's getting dead tight at that container terminal. But I think we could fill the boot of about 14 cars.
Sorry, Dennis. Can't do it. No chance.
All right, lads, look, I'm in a hole. My brother-in-law was going to keep it round at his place, but he's in lumber. The council served a dangerous structure notice on him.
Tomo, there's nothing wrong with his house, is there?
Well, nothing you couldn't put right by shifting about 2 ton of corned beef out the back bedroom. But it's made the walls bulge. And the neighbours are up in arms and the council's onto him now.
Sorry, Den, but they're onto us and all. They want us off. Threatening to cart the cars away.
The sooner you get into that town hall, Wesley. Hey, do you know our Wes is going to stand for council?
Is that right, Wes?
Yeah, well, I have intimated that I'm willing to serve, you know. There you are, you see?
See that? Blue, no paper. You're up for the selection committee, Wes? Kindly confirm in writing to the secretary. Hey!
Hey, call it a contribution to the campaign, Wes. You've definitely got my vote.
Backhanders already, eh, Wes?
Cyril, I think we better start, what did he call it? Laundering the campaign contributions?
What do you mean?
Soak the label off the bottle before the stuff is sealed.
What do you think, Mrs. McGregor?
Well, you know me, Glenys. I keep out of it far as I can. That's my motto.
Very wise, that. Amazing, isn't it? The way Wes turned out so conservative.
Oh, well, he's always been that way, our Wes. I mean, when he was only, about 6, I think it was, all he wanted for his birthday was a bow tie. You couldn't get it off his neck. He slept in it, clipped to his pyjamas. And he wore it in the play at school. They tried to persuade him. They said Joseph wouldn't have had a bow tie. You know, with him only being a carpenter, like.
Yeah, he is a bit, like, conservative, isn't he, in his tastes and that? He looks better in a suit than Cyril. I mean, Wes always manages to look as if the suit actually belongs to him. Cyril always looks as if he's been to the bats and got dressed in the wrong cubicle. Anyway, keep me fingers crossed for him.
Wait in here and the secretary will call you.
Afternoon. Comrades.
Well, I hope he's not going to be too disappointed if he doesn't get in, like. And strictly speaking, he hasn't got the qualifications.
I don't know, I was thinking with being coloured, you might think he got more votes off the black people. Then again, they might be, like, prejudiced themselves.
Oh, no. Not the Conservatives. They'll not be prejudiced.
I think you'll find they can be, you know, Mrs. McGregor. Some of them.
No, they've always been for the black people. Couldn't do enough for them. No. I remember the time when our Wes was in Aberystwyth and he hadn't got the money for his fare home. You wouldn't remember. Oh, well, you didn't know him then. But I had to go down the bus depot and pay for him this end. Otherwise, he'd have been there to this day. Speaking Welsh by now, I shouldn't wonder. And it was the same night that Enoch Powell was on the television. And he said that if it was up to him, the government would give any black person the fare to get home. No matter how far it was. Of course, he couldn't do it because the Labour was in at the time, but it was a nice gesture.
I think he meant, like, paying the fare to, like, Africa somewhere.
Well, that's even further than Aberystwyth, isn't it? I mean, what good would that be to anyone that lived round here?
Honest, Mrs. McGregor, I think Enoch Powell was saying, you know, send the black people back to where they come from.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, our Wes comes from round here, doesn't he? So, of course, does Enoch Powell.
I don't think so, Mrs. McGregor. I mean, he hasn't got the accent.
Well, no more as Jimmy Tarbuck, but they was practically next-door neighbours. The families, like. Oh, there was always very well off round there. The back entries was always immaculate in Denison Street. They were the kind of people that knew how to control a dog. And he's gone on and bettered himself, hasn't he? Same way as our Wes. I bet they're saying now that our Wes could be the next Enoch Powell.
What do you mean, why don't I go and join the Ulster Unionists? All right? That's the way you feel?
Oh, thank you to watch your language. Expect better from a toffee-nosed bloody Conservative.
I know, sent you.
Nobody sent me, except Destiny.
And you can tell that rabble of clapped-out trots and bolshes in Crower Street that if there's any more of these practical jokes, we'll have them under the Representation of the People Act for impersonating a political party. Good day. Come on, out. I've never heard such a ludicrous and insulting parody of decent Conservative principles.
Right. Well, we know where we stand now, don't we?
You can stand where you like, but you'll never stand as a candidate for this party.
Right on, brother. Right on.
Yeah, Wes. Don't you think it's time you started taking a new interest in life, eh?
I am taking a completely new interest in it, Cyril. Eric Belcher has some very interesting things to say here. The Tory party of today is a backward-looking, intellectually bankrupt oligarchy of self-seeking vested interest.
I've been saying that for years, in them exact words.
The Tory party, Cyril, is a party without a philosophy. Oh, aye. Beginning to see now what the struggle for socialism really means. Now, the Labour Party, you see, Cyril, the Labour Party has a philosophy.
Well, is that such a good idea, Wes?
Of course it is. Can't you see you can't do anything without a philosophy?
I seem to remember you once telling me about a philosopher who lived in a barrel.
Diogenes.
Well, did he have a philosophy?
Of course he did. He was a philosopher.
Well, if he was that smart, what was he doing living in a barrel?
That was his philosophy, like.
A lot of people don't fancy living in a barrel, do they? I mean, even if it's exactly the same as everybody else's barrel. In fact, especially if...
You just don't understand the nature of socialism, Cyril. I tell you, the scales have fell from my eyes by the shovelful. Cyril, I am going across the floor of the house.
You'll have to hang on a bit, Wes. I think Glennis isn't there at the moment.
I won't be in this party commandeered by a clique of lesbian suburbans.
I want that struck from the minutes, Mr. Chairman.
It's time to stand up and be counted.
Typical masculine phallic arrogance. Stand up, hand.
Where were you during the last night, eh? I didn't see outside the college gate.
I was at Grosvenor Square. Where were you then?
I remember the general strike. And there was a toll puddle. My political blood is as red as anybody's. Aye, I don't know what you're doing here.
You must be mistaking me for someone else, Chief.
Bloody elitist! That's what you are! And a racist to boot! I'm every bit as red as you are, and I'm every bit as black and all! I'm blacker!
Did you want something?
Yes, could you tell me the way to the SDP offices, love? Now, these people could be onto something. I mean, everybody's up to here with the old two-party system, right?
Sick and tired of it, aren't they?
Well, there's got to be new ways of doing things.
Yeah. Instead of the old system where you just voted for one party or the other, now you can vote two parties in at the same time.
That's what they mean by electoral reform, Cyril. For a start, it would halve the number of elections, wouldn't it? Would it?
These people have no more idea than you have. You might as well start your own political party.
Cyril, you have just said something sensible.
When you mentioned inaugurating a party, Wes, I wish you'd made yourself clear. Here's me been lashing out on paper hats and sausage rolls. Mind you, you wouldn't be the first to start a political party in an establishment like this.
Really?
Well, it was started in a beer cellar, didn't he? Say what you like, the Bavarian Licensed Victuallers Association was right behind him. Oh, I deny it now. But I bet they didn't have shifts some lager.
Dennis, nice to see you.
Oh, I wouldn't miss this. Did Tomo deliver the...
He did, yet,
He seen you about the...
Oh, aye.
And he's had the what's it?
What?
The how's your father like?
Oh, aye.
In which case, I'll stick to Bacardi.
I thought this tasted familiar.
The biggest selling brand in the Philippines, Wes. The distinctive smoky flavour comes from the carefully selected old drums it's laid down in.
I think anyone's going to turn up, Wes.
Nobody's gonna turn up. All you can say about this lot is they haven't been turned out. Not yet. I think you better get on with it.
I'll introduce you, all right. Now, what should I call you?
Wesley McGregor?
No, I mean, like, are you the president or the leader or the chairman or what?
No, look, nothing that smacks of the big I am, you know, because I'm dead against all that personality cult.
Well, what?
Well, just saviour of the nation, something like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we all know we are witnessing a great historic moment here today. This club, as you know, has seen many great showbiz occasions, which will go down in the annals when they come to write about the Liverpool ballad revival. Some relating to a certain singer that is not a million miles away from the bloke what's talking to you now.
Zero.
But this must be the greatest occasion of them all, ladies and gentlemen. The birth of a new national political party. And we all know this country's crying out for it. So, without further ado, I would like to call upon the person who started this great movement of ours. Your friend, my brother, the people's champion, Wesley McGregor!
Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're as tired as I am of living in a political funfair in which you are the football. You get on the Tory swings, and where does it get you? You get on the Labour roundabout, and what happens? You go up and down and round till you're exactly where you started, only you're having trouble keeping your breakfast down. Am I right?
Right? Yes.
The political parties in this country haven't got a clue what's going on. But the NSP is the only party that openly admits the fact. You won't find us hiding our true policies behind the smokescreen of red herrings, I can assure you of that. We are facing the problems of the future. And there's no answers to be found walking backwards with your head buried in the sand, that's for sure. The National Sensible Party is, ladies and gentlemen, the party of the future. Right. So I'm asking you, the party faithful, to get off your backsides. Get the vote out and let's put an end to all this malarkey, eh?
Right!
Our task before us now, ladies and gentlemen, in the Sensible Party is to hammer out the manifesto and put the con back into consensus. No, the sense back into consensus. And you can start by putting another one in there, Mr. Stanley.
Hey, going well, Wes. Could turn out to be quite a party. While you're there, Mr. Stanley.
What are you going to do about the buses? Shocking round our way.
Our policy will be to let the people speak. We are going to set up special arrangements whereby groups of bus users can have regular meetings with the bus operators.
There's already special arrangements, Wes. It's like a pole in the road with bus stop on the top. Only the meetings with the buses aren't all that regular.
Hey, if we're going to have heckling, can we have sensible heckling, please?
Right. Now, this is a democratic party, so let's have some ideas you've got going about, you know, problems that you're facing and things in general.
All right, Wes. The city's swimming in drugs. Women can't walk in the street. There's a house being burgled every 9 seconds. Junkies are out mugging pensioners by the minute and nobody's got any work. What are you going to do about it?
A good question, sir. And I'm very glad you asked me, because that is something we are definitely going to be dealing with.
Well, but what are you going to do about it?
Well, there's only one way. knock everything that they've done in the last 30 years down to the ground and start again. Being sensible.
Oh, aye. But how are you going to pay for it?
That's easy. It's a mystery to me why they don't do it. Same way as they paid for the war, Colwyn. With the blackout. See, Glenys, with having the blackout, it was fantastic what they saved on the electricity. And then they had that money to spend, do you understand? It's how they paid for the war.
I never thought of it.
Be even more now, because electricity's gone up shocking since then.
I thought the blackout was to stop the Germans finding anything to bomb.
Oh, I don't think it made any difference to the Germans. You know, Nellie's house was right out the way and they found that spot.
Oh, can we get on?
Do you mind that?
So, what are you saying, Wesley? Get the Germans to come back and bomb Kirby and Croc's stuff.
No. Look. Let's not be daft to ourselves again, all right? I mean, I don't want to see the jobs going abroad. Be smart this time. Get the RAF to do it.
Hey, this is a great manifesto we've got here. The question is the election ready for it?
17 votes.
17 and a half, Wes.
And the way we had to fight and argue to get that half vote counted. I mean, education isn't what it was. There's a lot of people can't make a proper X these days.
It was a low poll, Wes. All the parties was down.
Yeah, that is true.
He was a tight old git, though, wasn't he, that fella?
What fella?
The fella in charge, when you asked for a recount.
He was brusque, him. Dead brusque.
17 and a half votes.
Oh, yeah, Wes. I'll open the for Mancy. Cheer up.
No task, Cyril. I'm off into the political wilderness. But as Churchill said, I shall return.
Wes, phone call for you.
I don't feel like talking to anybody, Cyril.
No, it's important, Wes. It's a major political figure, and he wants to speak to you. Hey, there must have been a phone call like this when David Steele realised he could click with David Owen.
Who is it?
It's the leader of the party.
What party?
The Raving Loony Monster Party. It's Screaming Lord Such, and he wants to form an alliance.
We're off to Victorian London for a Charles Dickens classic as Tom Hardy and Timothy Spall star in Oliver Twist next.